guys, welcome back to my channel. So we're going to do my Shop My Stash today. These are all the products that I pulled last time. I really didn't pull that much, but I have some exciting news. So if I wasn't already doing enough, we're going to add some more. We're going to add some more to the list. I am bringing back my Project 10 uses. So if you are an OG and you have been here for a few years, you know that I used to pull items for my Shop My Stash, and then what I would do is I would want to try to use those items at least 10 times before I roll them out of my Shop My Stash. I would still do a Shop My Stash every single month, but I can only roll out items as long as I've used them 10 times or more. Because I have noticed that over the last, I stopped doing this, like, I think maybe it's been a year and a half, maybe 2 years, right? Something like that. And I've noticed that since I've stopped doing my Project 10 uses, there are certain items that I pull from my Shop My Stash and I use them occasionally. There's some that I just use over and over and over again. Like, for instance, my Beauty Bay face palette right here. I've used this a bunch, definitely more than 10 times this month. I can't see where the camera is. Okay, there you are. More than 10 times this month. And I've been going into the bronzer shade for the most part. I don't think I've really used too much else. I've definitely gone into that 10 times or more. And it would have been nice to have tracked that, quite honestly. However, if I look at my Dior here, this is the Dior Forever Glow Luminizer in the shade Pink Strobe. I went into this maybe once, maybe twice. So even though I was like, I really want to use this, I'm going to grab it again, I didn't end up going into it, which was a shame. So anyway, that's why I want to bring back my Project 10 uses. So what I'll do today is, obviously I'm going to go through everything that I pulled for the month, and we'll pull some new items at some point before my next Shop My Stash, or after my next Shop My Stash, I'm not quite sure. I will do a separate video for my Project 10 uses and just go through my uses on everything and just see where we are. So it is going to be a separate video, separate type of project, but it is still connected to my Shop My Stash, if that makes sense. You don't need to watch that video, of course, but if you are curious, and I'll have specific numbers on how many times I've used the items, and then it's just going to be more fun to be able to say, you know what? I have used this item, so I am happy now to roll it out. I really like the flexibility of not having that for the last couple of years, but I want to bring it back, and we'll see how it goes. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. Okay, so I've gone through those two. I had the Made by Mitchell highlights. This one I've gone into a bunch too. I've actually changed the pan. It looks quite a bit different. I've also been going into this one. I haven't gone into these two. Although, quite honestly, I could probably try to hit pan in this one. There is quite a nice little dip. I love this little 4-pan powder set. I think it's the best pressed powder that I currently have in my collection. If you haven't tried it yet, I definitely recommend. They also have different shades. I have the Starlight shade, which I think is the lightest one you can get, but I really, really enjoy it. Now, when I look at mostly everything else in here, I can tell you with the shadow, with no doubt in my heart, that I think I've only used all of these maybe once this month. I've been concentrating on my project pan, but that's bad. That's bad because I have always been one like, you know, I usually go into my Shop My Stash items. This month, I just didn't want to. I didn't want to. So I did not go into this at all. And I don't even think I used it for the video last month. So that was kind of crappy of me. So this was in this C Beauty box that I got. And it's like a contour shade. So I was going to use it to test out. I did not use it. I did, however, go into my e.l.f. concealer. You can see this is pretty much almost done. So I did go into this one a few times. Quite honestly, I should just keep this out and try to finish it, or maybe I'll wait for my project pan update and I'll just roll that one in. That's crazy that it looks like that. I did go into my Essence foundation stick a couple of times, however, not that many times, but I know I went into this a few times. My Makeup Factory bronzer, because I was going into Beauty Bay one, I barely went into this one. It's a really good bronzer too for this time of year, but I just ended up going into the Beauty Bay one. And then I have my Essence Juicy Bomb Jelly Blush. I'm sad to say that I I said I was going to test this out more, and I didn't end up doing that at all. So I kind of want to keep it in. So I think I'm going to keep that one in, and it's going to be the first item that we have for my Project 10 uses, because I really want to not have to say I didn't go into any of these. I don't think I went into my PS Primer blush either. My Bum Bum, oh, you see, this is just a big fail. I didn't go into any of these. And this is like the first time where I feel like I failed, and that's why I want to bring back my Project 10 uses. My Sun Kisser blush from Maybelline, this is gorgeous, and I didn't go into it. Like, what am I doing? I was wearing makeup, but I feel like I was just wearing my Project Pan items, and I was not going into anything else. So you know what? I'm going to keep that one out too, because I think it's a good product to use. I did go into my Vitamin C Daily Glow a few times. This one, I think I need to roll into my Project Pan just to kind of keep on track with that. So I'm going to roll it out of my actual Shop My Stash. And I did end up going into my priming lotion from Gloss Gods. So this one wasn't fully neglected. It does look a little bit more used, and so that one's fine. But yeah, it was not a good month in terms of overall using items. And then if we move on to lip products, I barely went into any lip products. Now, this is my Beauty Bay lipstick that I'm working on in my Project Pan, and I have been using it more than anything else, right? So I have been making a point to, if I'm going to wear something on my lips, I'm going to use this or maybe something else. But I think that's why I don't have tons of lip products. Normally this basket is completely full for the month, and it hasn't been. And I'm not, I don't know how I feel about that, because I do like to go through my different lip products. I did go into the Maybelline Lifter Gloss though. This is the shade Ice. I remember I went into that one. I have two of the Essence lip liners here. I have Run Don't Walk, and Because It's Iconic. Because It's Iconic is a little bit lighter than Run Don't Walk. I think Run Don't Walk is my favorite shade though. I definitely think that one works the best. And then I have, there's like a hair in here, which is just lovely. Okay, this is Kiko Milano Holiday Gems, and this is pretty. I think this is really nice. This is like a very peachy pink. Yeah, it's really pretty, this one. So I went into that one. I went into my bright pink lipsticks. This is from Ciate London. It's the Miss Piggy. So I did end up going into that one last week. And then this is a new one that I just went into on Monday. It's from Makeup Factory. I did end up getting some new items. So we will be pulling a few new items for the Shop My Stash. But this is another shimmer lipstick. So if you are familiar with my collection, I have one that's more icy pink. And I did end up getting the one that I really, really wanted because they had it in stock. And this one is a little bit, it's like an icy brown taupe shade. It's just really pretty and flattering, I think. And then I went into this liquid matte lipstick. So if you watch my video where I got lipstick all over my teeth, I had this on, and this is a matte liquid lipstick, and it looks really, really nice. But the problem that happened was I went over it with my lifter gloss, and so it ended up not being matte, and then normally this is not very transfer proof. I mean, it doesn't transfer, it's transfer proof. But I went into the lifter gloss on top of it, and then it ended up all over my teeth and it looked like blood, and it was absolutely disgusting. So I appreciate them, like, none of you really kind of said, ooh, that's so gross, because it really was. When I was editing it, I was like, oh, but I don't want to film this again. So you got what you got. So anyway, that's what I was wearing that day. And then I went into my Nomad lip gloss. This is another like shimmery lip gloss. I do like shimmer lips. I noticed, I think I'm my mom's child, because she I think she does too. Anyway, and then this is the lifter Maybelline, another lifter gloss, and this is the shade Reef. And those are the only ones I went into, which are all like kind of pinky and, not very interesting, but that is what I went to this month. So let's put everything back, and I'm excited because, like I said, I have some new items, and anything I pull today, aside from the eyeshadow palettes, that's going to be different. So what I used to do with eyeshadow palettes is I think, want to do a No Pan Left Behind on the eyeshadow palettes that I pull for my Shop My Stash, because I'm already doing a separate No Pan Left Behind project, I'm not going to do that. So I am going to reserve the eyeshadow palettes as just free-for-all. I'll use whatever I want to use for the month, whatever I pick, and if I don't use it, I don't use it. But I think in terms of getting more use out of my actual makeup other than eyeshadow, because I don't have, aside from my project pan, I don't have any other project to work on my other items. This is going to help me. So yeah, everything we pull, I'm going to try to track it, and we'll see how it goes. So yeah, let's get started. All right, here we are. So you're in a different angle. I don't know if this is better or worse, but this is my mess drawer. It's turned into such a mess. These used to be my highlighters, my blush, my bronzers, my creams, my concealers, my face palettes, my foundation, my primers, and it just looks a mess. So yeah, I want to use more of this because it's giving me anxiety. I will point out a couple new things, and I want to pull them today. So we're going to pull my Plump and Glow Maybelline Lifter Foundation. So this is relatively new, and I picked this up, and I just tried it on Monday. So I want to pull this and obviously use it 10 times. What I will say on Monday is I really enjoyed this, so my expectations are really high because I thought the finish looked really nice. The color is too pale. I made the mistake, but whatever. I'm pulling that one, and then I also ended up getting another of the Singe Beauty blushes. So I already have two, which are right here, but this one is the Likeable Litchi, and it is the purpley lilac one. And I think it might be too dark for me, but we're going to test this one out. I have not tested this one out. So yeah, I'm going to try to do like a spring look today. So we'll see how that goes. I also got this one, and this is new as well. This is Makeup Factory, and this is the Laguna Sun Glow Powder. Again, I used this on Monday, and I would like to get more use out of it. It's a really pretty highlighter, I think. So I want to use that more, and I really like the packaging. I mean, I know other people do holographic, but I think it's fun. Okay, I think that's everything new in this drawer. So let's see, what do I want to use? What do I want to use? We pulled a foundation. I think for powder, I don't know what I want to do for powder. I have, like I said, been enjoying the Made by Mitchell. Maybe I'll grab the What's Up Beauty one. I know this is, I'm just not into like loose powder at the moment. So I'm going to grab this one and see how I feel. No, actually, you know what I want to do? I know what I want to do. I want to pull the Miss Den one, and I'm going to see if I can hit pan in this. This is just like a color correcting powder, and it's super affordable. It's very thin, and I really like that for my under eyes. And I do think I can hit pan, so I'm going to see how that goes after 10 uses. All right, we did pull a blush, but I do want to pull one other one because that one's obviously very purple. I would like to pull one that I think I could probably get more use out of. Even though I need to use them both 10 times, I think it's just a little too much. Okay, so I want a pink one because the one that I'm working in my project pan is quite peachy. So I need something else just for those days when I'm feeling bored. And you know what? I don't have that many pink blush. Maybe I'll get a face palette instead, actually, because I know I have quite a lot of pink blushes and face palettes. Why don't we use, is there a pink in this one? There is a pink in that one. Maybe I'll grab my NARS because there's quite a lot in this one. This is the Rising Star palette, and this always pops out. So be careful. But yeah, I'm gonna grab this one. There is like slightly a pinky one there. There's quite a lot of variety, so I think I'll grab this and see how I feel about it. So with a face palette, I'm just going to track how many times I use the face palette. I don't need to use all shades 10 times. That would be a nightmare. And then in terms of concealer, I do want to grab one that, you know, I don't know if it's worth grabbing a concealer because I'm still trying to finish up my Candid and that's taking a really, really long time. I don't know. I mean, is it worth it? Because I feel like anything I grab, I'm barely going to use. Do I want to grab something to use 10 times? Because I actually think I will put this in my project pan. So I'll end up with 2 concealers in my project pan. I think for the purpose of today's video, because I do like to do a get ready with me, let's grab the Skin Silk from Revolution. And actually, yeah, let's use it 10 times. Why not? Let's just make my life more difficult. Okay, bronzer. There isn't a bronzer in the face palette. I do have a bronzer in my project pan, but I've been really enjoying a powder recently. What do the What's It Beauty ones? Let me just remind myself. Maybe I'll go with this one. This is a medium shade. Maybe I'll go with the medium shade from What's It Beauty. This is their Check Tear bronzer. Yeah, I think I'll grab this one. I already grabbed a highlighter. I don't want to grab too much because I think it's going to overwhelm me. I haven't grabbed a primer yet. All right, I'm going to grab the Soft Glam Filter Fluid from Catrice. I feel like I'm missing. Oh no, it's here. Okay, never mind. I'm going to grab this for as like a, oh, but it's not really a, I don't know. It is a primer, but maybe I feel like I need something else. I don't want a tinted primer, and that's tinted. Maybe I'll go with my iconic London Underglow Blurring Primer. I really, really love this one. Maybe I'll go with this one. I feel like I haven't pulled enough, but I do have these from last time. So I have the Juicy Bomb from Essence, which I want to use 10 times, and then the Sun Kisser. So I think that's it for now. Okay, so I deliberately did not go into my eyeshadow palette because I did recently get some new ones and I have not tried this one yet, so I thought we could try it together. I am going to try the Simply Posh Lavender Fields, which I believe is new. I've never tried Simply Posh before either, so it's going to be like a double whammy. Brand new palette for me, brand new brand, and we're going to do it together. I thought it would be fun. So let's get into it. We're going to start with this one. Like I said, I'm not going to try to do a no pan up behind, but I probably will use this palette more and maybe do like a 2 or 3 look video with it. But I thought today, let's just play with it, right? I don't want to wait any longer. I just got it on Monday and yeah, I'm just trying to find my little hair clips. We are going to play with it. So I thought that would be fun. Okay, so if you're not familiar with what this palette looks like, let's have a look at it. I also want to do a few swatches because I have not done that at all. I have not tested this out. Obviously, I've opened it, but I haven't done anything to it. This is what we're looking at. Packaging is really hard to show you, but yeah, it's Lavender-y because obviously it's Lavender Fields. And I want to do quite a nice spring look today. So yeah, I think let's swatch them because I kind of want to see what these shimmers are about. They look kind of chunky, and so I'm excited because I usually do prefer topper shimmers at this point, but I can get behind some chunky, beautiful shimmers. And then they does look like that this one is a duochrome, and maybe this one, but some of the others don't look like they're duochrome. So it'll be interesting when I swatch it to see what it looks like. So let's start. I'm just gonna go and put it on my hand like I always do. And so the first one is a matte, and it's like off yellow. I like that it's all like off colors. So that's called Soothing. This one's called Pasture, which again is like this off green shade. Then you have Blossom, which is a really good nude shade. I do find these shades quite helpful. Obviously this first row are only matte, so we're not going to get to any gorgeous shades yet. That is very pretty. That one is Fragrant. And then we have Lavender. Okay, what I will say is the swatches are swatching. They seem quite pigmented. And then we have Therapeutic. Ooh, okay, I do like that shade. That is really nice. It's like an off blue. what is that, periwinkle, but not, what, I don't know how you would even describe that blue, but that is the first row, and obviously they are all mattes. Now let's get into the juicy part. Okay, so we've got Harvest, which is the one that I said was a duochrome. Okay, so it's a brown base, and then it has that green shift, greeny yellow gold shift. You can see that. Okay, then we have Scenic, which looks very pretty. Ooh, okay. Very, very nice. I need like I need a better system to, I'm currently just using like a tissue, and it's not being very good to wipe off my swatches. Okay, then we have Graceful, which I think is beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, and then we have Sweet Aroma, which looks like a peachy pink. Yeah, so these are all kind of duochromes. They all are a little bit different. And then we have Serenity, which looks absolutely stunning. And of course it goes with those gorgeous purples. So it's like a periwinkle for sure. And then we have Exquisite. So let's see if Exquisite is pretty. This is the blue. Ooh, pretty. Okay, very pretty. They're very sparkly. I'm happy with how sparkly they are, quite honestly. Very nice shimmers. And then the bottom row, they're basically the same mattes, but they're just deeper. So we've got Landscape, which is like a mustard. Then we have Fields, which is this murky green. We have Acres, which is a nice brick reddish brown. Then we have Essence, which is pretty. They really do swatch very well. They're very pigmented. I think that's the word that I'm trying to, I'm struggling to clean my fingers. They're very pigmented, which is nice to see. And then we have Picturesque, which is purple. And then we have Relaxation, which obviously these ones I'm not swatching very well, but very, very nice shades. Really nice color story. I really like the layout of this one. I've almost bought Simply Posh before. There was another one that they released not too long ago. Although in makeup it was a long time ago. It was probably like over a year ago. But for me it wasn't too long ago. And it looked really, really nice. But yeah, I didn't end up getting it. But there was something about this one. I don't know, I was on Monolith and I just decided, you know what, let's splurge. So I ended up getting it and we're here. So I think what I've got a bright t-shirt on. I don't want to just do all one tone. I don't want to be monochromatic today. So I do definitely want to go into more of the yellows, but also either the blue or the purple. I want to avoid the green today. And I want to go into maybe the pinks and the purples and the yellow, something like that. I think to start off with, we're going to go into Fragrant, which is the pink. Well, it's like a purple matte, quite honestly. It was very, very pretty. It's like the lavender shade. I'm going to go into that one first. And let's see. I haven't put anything on my eyes because we're just testing it out. There is quite a bit of kick up and fallout as I go into the shade. But yeah, I don't really have a plan, but I do have somewhat of a plan because I want to have color. But this is not a very vibrant palette. It is very muted. So I took a little bit of a chance because it's a new brand, it's a muted color story, and I always really love those color stories, but then when I end up having them in my collection, I get a little bored. So we'll see how it goes. There's a lot of kick up. I don't know if you've tried this brand, but there's tons of kick up on this shade, which tells me this could be a palette that would be easy to pan. Like whenever I see that, whenever I see that, I always think, oh, that's a great palette to pan. Because you end up obviously losing quite a bit of product, which is a shame. So yeah, this was obviously not on sale. I did end up getting 2 other eyeshadow palettes as well. I've already tested out one of them for my channel members on Monday. And I got this one, which I'm testing out today, and another one, which I haven't tried. And all three of the palettes were brand new brands for me, brand new palettes, obviously, for me. So yeah, I broke my no-buy. I broke my no-buy finally in the official way by splashing out and getting a few palettes. But I'm not mad about it. You know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of the mattes from Nomad Cosmetics, which I have not bought from in a while, just simply because they just don't last. But this kind of reminds me of Nomad Cosmetics, just the texture of them and how they're performing. And I'm not saying that in a bad way, because I loved Nomad Cosmetics. I didn't stop buying from them because I didn't like them. But it reminds me, that's just obviously me using one shade, so I have no idea if it really is the case. I'm going to go into the lavender shade right now, which is obviously a little bit darker. Just going to add a little bit of depth. Maybe I could put the blue right here, and then we have the yellow. I don't know, let me try that. Let me go in with the blue, which is called Therapeutic. I really liked how this blue swatched. I think it's really pretty. Kind of like this. So I would say these are probably the type of mattes that would benefit from an eye primer, but I haven't used one today. Yeah, they do seem a little thin on the eyes, so I do think they would benefit from an eyeshadow primer, which I didn't use. But at least I know now. Because they felt really opaque when I was swatching them, but I think they're quite a bit thinner as I put them on. It doesn't matter. I'll probably cover them with shimmer anyway. That's what I always do. So what's going to be our standout shade today? Maybe, I do think the Serenity one, I think this one's over here is probably the prettiest one. The one that stands out the most to me, and probably the one that makes quite a bit of sense for me to wear. But then there's also this one, which is also really pretty, which is called Graceful. So, you know what I think we should do? Because I want to put the yellow, but I would need to do the rest of my face. I'm not really getting too much fallout on my skin. It's just a lot of kick up on the pan. So I'm going to stop right there. We're going to do our face and then we'll come back. I think that's just how I want to do this. So I'm going to go into the iconic London Underglow. I've not used this in a while, but I really do think this is one of the best primers I've ever used. It really does have, it says it has a blurring effect, and I do think it does. Plus it smells really nice. I can't really quite, it's kind of vanilla, but it's not. It's just a really, really pleasant scent. And it's not too much. It's just like a sweet vanilla candy, but it's not overpowering, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does. Okay, let's go into the Maybelline Lifter. So I really, really enjoyed this on Monday. I think I put a little bit too much on Monday. So we're gonna try, just because it's the wrong color, I'm just gonna maybe do something like this. And then we'll leave it there. I think that's probably more than enough, because I did end up going ghostly pale. But I really do think I like this. We just have to wait and see, because obviously I just used it the once. It might have just been, you know, whenever I get new items, unless they're absolutely terrible, I tend to like them, right? So my first impression is usually always good. And I think that's normal because you're wanting something to be good. Unless it's absolutely terrible and you know straight away. For the most part, I'm hopeful and I'm positive in my reviews. So I don't think that is probably helpful for most people, but I think if you follow me for a long time and you watch me use the products over and over again, it doesn't look good now, but I'm going to smush it in. If you watch me over time and you see me use certain products, and then eventually I say, you know what, I actually like this, or you know what, I don't actually like this, that's when you're gonna get the real opinion from me. It's just what it is, right? I just don't know how somebody can use a product once and say it's terrible. Because I don't know, I mean, I don't think it's the same as, unless it is terrible, but I think there's a lot of people who review makeup and they're maybe, you know, maybe they used the item wrong, or they used it with the wrong product, or they're not the right person to use the item. Like maybe their skin tone is wrong, or maybe the way they applied it was wrong, so it made it look bad. So I think for the most part, most makeup is decent these days. And I think it's very hard to go wrong, is what I'm trying to say. But I might be completely wrong. I don't know what I'm talking about. But I don't know, I want to just give... Okay, I've just had an outfit change. I'm kind of upset. I opened the concealer and it went all over my top, and so I had to do a mad rush to get rid of it, because I feel like anytime I get foundation or concealer, anything like this, on clothing, I can never get it off. And so, yeah, I'm upset. Also, I noticed some funky stuff going on with this concealer, so I'm not going to use it. I'm kind of mad at it, so I think I'm gonna go into my my Project Pan concealer, which is the Candid. I've just like had a mad rush to save that top, so we'll see if it's stained. I just feel like I can never get foundation or concealer off of clothing, and I don't know, I'm feeling quite clumsy at the moment, because as I was washing it, like a bunch of stuff fell, and I just, you know, I'm feeling a little rattled. I'm feeling rattled. So let's just continue this, because I'm not even like halfway done or anything like that. And yeah, let's get over that. Okay, it should be fine. It's just a shame. I wanted to be colorful today, but it's fine. Maybe I don't even suit that color. I like wearing it. But maybe it'll be better that I wear something different. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. We're gonna go into the powder quickly, just to put under my eyes, and then I'm going to probably finish or not finish, well, maybe finish the eyes. We're just gonna go in and add some more. I just wanted to put down a little bit of a base. I don't know why, I just wanted to. So I'm gonna go into the Soothing shade, which is this yellow. And I want to put it around here. So I'm going to try to build this up as much as possible. It's okay if it's light. I just want to be able to see it, you know? We can see it. We can see it. It's looking a little patchy. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed that the mattes look the way that they do. I know that they're pastel and they're also muted. And I think pastel is hard to show up and you just have to like keep packing it on and everything. And I didn't use an eyeshadow primer. So, you know, I kind of had everything working against me in order for them to look their best. I realize that. But nonetheless, I'm still a little disappointed. So let's, I just feel like they're kind of patchy, but I don't know. It's nice when eyeshadow just works without you having to do something specific, but it's just the way it is sometimes. Okay, I'm gonna go into Serenity. That's just gorgeous. It's so pretty, so I'm not gonna knock it. Obviously, I've just gone over that blue, so I went on and on about the blue, and then I've just gone right over it, which is kind of stupid, but that's just how I do my makeup, okay? Don't come for me. Oh, that's very, very pretty. Very pretty. Okay, it's making up for it. It's very nice. It is nice. Very sparkly. I like how sparkly it is. I don't think I really enjoyed sparkly shimmers before, but I really, over the last year or two, I've definitely changed my mind on them. There is a fallout too, so oh well, okay. I just feel frazzled from what just happened. Anyway, I'm gonna go into Graceful, which is also really gorgeous. I'm gonna put that here. I don't want to cover that yellow completely though, so I might go back into the yellow. Yeah, I'm gonna go back into the yellow, but I do think that's very pretty. I'm gonna go into Picturesque, which is the dark purple. Okay, in with the blue, I'm gonna go down here. And then with that first shade, the very lilac pink one, I'm gonna go over it. I can't lie. I'm actually disappointed on how this is looking. I'm disappointed. I think the shimmers are very pretty, but I think the mattes are throwing me off, or maybe it's just the way I've done everything. I'm just having like an off day right now. I'm having an off day. I'm just gonna do mascara, and then maybe that will make me feel better about it. I hope so. It's just not my day. I've now made like a complete mess of the lower lash line because of the I've just made a mess now because of the mascara. I'm just like not with it today. I don't know what happened. The day started out great. I'm gonna leave it for now. Let's go into some bronzer. We're gonna use the What's Up Beauty bronzer because I feel really, really pale. So I think we need to rectify that. And then maybe I'll start liking this a little more. So yeah, we're just gonna go into this shade, which is medium, but I think it's fine. I don't think it's too dark for me right now. we're just gonna warm up our face. I do have that blush from Singe Beauty, which I'm mildly worried about because I'm not entirely sure how that's going to play with my complexion, because it looks so much darker than what it does online. So when I got it and I opened it, I was like, wow, that looks really dark. But yeah, we're going for full lilac today. So here it is, the Likeable Litchi. Let's hope that I like it. I mean, this is definitely the eye look to use for this shade. I do really like her formula. I'm just gonna swatch this. I have not swatched it. It's actually not too bad. Swatching it, it's not too bad. It seems much lighter. Is there anything there? It seems much lighter than how it appears in the pan. So let's test it out. Okay, this is not bad. Okay, I was so worried. You know what it is? It's just not super pigmented, so you can build it up, and that is great. I love how there's a sheen. You can already see that there's a sheen. I really like her formula. I think she's done a really good formula. This is so harsh. I need to fix that because this looks nicer. There's like a harsh line over here, so I need to fix the eyes. Maybe I'll just use a brush that's clean for that, because yeah, this is a nice blush. I like this. Okay, this is a win. Good. Yeah, great. Okay, what's a brush that's clean? I did clean all my brushes, but I'm just double checking. Okay. Yeah, there's something weird going on over here. There's just like too much product. I want to diffuse it a little. Yeah, there's like, what's going on here? What are you doing? Okay, let's just, you know, when you start unraveling and just things get worse and worse and worse, that's how I'm feeling right now. That's how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling like this should have been a nice, easy look, and I'm getting frazzled. Yeah, there's something going on. Look at this. You see this? There's like a whole gap here. I put product there. Oh, I'm really disappointed because I haven't been buying makeup. And if it's such a struggle to get the basic shades in this palette to work for me, that's a problem, because I'm not the best at doing my makeup. So I kind of just want something that makes it look like I know what I'm doing. And this one, I feel like you have to work at it. But again, like I said, this is first impressions. First impressions are not always the final impressions. But I'm not happy. Okay, let's go. Let's move on. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm gonna go into this one. I know these are like all the same products that I used on Monday. Not all of them. We didn't use the Singe Beauty one, which is really, really pretty, but we did end up going into this on Monday. So apologies for that. But I want to try this one out again. I think this would be a good highlighter to use. So I'm going to use this brush, I think. Just add a little bit more. It's very pretty. This is from Makeup Factory. Yeah, very, very pretty. I don't need more highlighters, but I did end up picking this up. I mean, the packaging alone was really nice, but I did swatch it in store and I really liked it. So I'm glad that I did, because I'm happy about that one. Okay, so overall, are we done with the eyes? Are we done? Let me do something with my brows. I feel like I haven't really done anything with my brows, and they're looking a little unruly, shall we say. So I don't know. I don't think this is gonna really do anything to make them look better. But we're gonna try, right? Something like that. yeah, I don't know. They're definitely not twins. Okay. I did end up getting some new lip products and I can't try both of them. So let me just show you what they are. So I got one of the NYX Smooshies. This is the matte lip balm, which I've seen around town, and I think this would look really nice. Obviously very bright. So I've got like bright eyes, and then we're gonna go with a bright lip, but I don't mind. I actually haven't even taken the plastic off this one, so I don't know what this one's like, because I didn't have a tester for this. They're really weird with their NYX. Like the store that I go to, they let you test out a lot of stuff, but with NYX, they don't let you test anything. Because I think they have a lot of people stealing their items. Like, you know, kids, they like to steal stuff. So with the NYX, they always have they have horrible packaging. Like there's so much tape on this. It's actually absurd. And there's like no testers anywhere, but there's testers for all the expensive stuff. So that doesn't make sense to me. I guess they think, well, NYX is cheap enough, no one needs a tester, but when it comes to colors for lip products, I would really appreciate a tester. I have seen videos of people use them and they all looked, to be fair, really nice, but there was one or two that looked really nice and I can't remember, or when I was shopping, I didn't remember which one it was. So I'm hoping it's this one. But it might not be. So this is all sticky now and great, but this is the shade Swipe Sesh. And so it's like one of these sort of squeezy tubes, which is not my preference. Honestly, like whoever taped this, I hate them. like why put tape all the way here when you just need to tape that part? Anyway, I'm going to put a little bit on my hand just so we can see how bright this is. Okay, this one is the really pink one. So, oh no, this is like the reddish pink one, but it's like, it diffuses. So I'm not too mad about it, but I do think this is probably the wrong color for this look. I did get something else, okay? So that's one option. I don't know if it's a good option. I did also get this. This is from JCat. I've never tried JCat. I don't even know who JCat is, but I saw they had a whole counter in one of my stores. This is the Mood Flick Hollow Sparkle Lip Balm. So this, it looks amazing. And I think we're gonna go into, do we do this? I think we go into this. I'm gonna use an Essence lip liner first. Do we do that? Do we do it? I think let's do it. Okay, so we're gonna go Run, Don't Walk. I mean, we could go with the ultra pink one. So I'm not gonna do too much on the lip liner because I think this is a mood changing. I think it changes, yeah, it's called the Mood Flick. So I think it changes color as it's on your lips. It smells like candy. All right, let's wait and see how that looks. That looks kind of crazy, right? I feel like it's getting redder. You know what that's like a Jelly Rancher. Jelly Rancher. I think those are what they're called. That smells like a Jelly Rancher. Okay. Well, it's a good thing that I mean, in my opinion, I think I suit pink, so it's a good thing that it's very pink. But it's a little too much. Okay. Okay, here is where we are. This is it. What do we think? What do we think? Let me, yeah, let's look at the eyes. Now the eyes look fine. It's just, I just felt like it was a pain to get here. But I do think that the shimmers are pretty, and I will just figure it out with the mattes, I guess. Lips are just absolutely absurd. I don't know what I bought, but I bought that. And I really like the Singe Beauty blush though. So now I have a sort of a yellowy mustard one, I have a pink one, and I have this beautiful lilac pinkish one, purpley one. I think it's really pretty. And then in terms of like the foundation, I don't know if you really noticed, but I think it looks really, really pretty. Like I don't have like the best skin, so I always like have little bumps everywhere and stuff, but I just think as a foundation overall, it really blended in and it doesn't look like it sits on the skin, or I have a lot of foundation that I think just fully sits on my skin. This one, I really do think it blended in really, really nicely. So that's the second time that I've used the Maybelline Plump and Glow, and it's not too glowy, but I also like that it's not full coverage. I think it's really nice. I really like this highlighter too. I think that's really nice. Obviously today we didn't get to this, but I will try to, yeah, I'm gonna try to use everything 10 times. Aside from the lip product as well. I'm not going to try to use this 10 times. I think that would be ridiculous. Lavender Fields. I mean, first impressions, not great. I'm going to be honest with you. I think it might be a me problem though. I think I got frazzled because that concealer literally went all over my top and I just got really annoyed. And then, I don't know. I mean, I need to play around with it a little bit more. And obviously there's a lot of different like shades that I can go into that might be a little bit more interesting. So I definitely think you can do some really nice grungy neutral tones with the greens as well. And obviously I went very purple pink, which is fine. But yeah, I need to play around with it more. But first impressions, honestly, not what I was hoping for. I thought that when I swatched it, it looked really, really nice, and the mattes looked really promising because they looked very opaque. But just putting them on my lids, it was a little bit of a faff. A little bit of a faff. So honestly, these lips don't bother me too much, but I think with this eye look, they're a little bit strong. I think the only way I can get away with wearing this is if I wear a very neutral, like no eyeshadow, basically, and just have my lips pop. When I do both, it can be distracting for sure. But anyway, that is my video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Sorry it was a little all over the place, but you know, it is what it is. It is how it goes sometimes. I'm just thinking, was there anything else to talk about? No, there's nothing else to talk about. Thank you for being here. I'll see you at my next one. Hope you all are doing very, very well. And if you haven't already subscribed, please go ahead and do that. It would really mean a lot. Or just like the video. That would also be very wonderful for you to do. Anyway, thank you so much. Bye.